Growing up as a kid, my dad had a farm. We grew all kinds of vegetables and all different animals we raised. But then until I took my first job making salads, I didn't realize how much I actually liked food. And so what inspired me to become a chef was the ability to have knowledge from my childhood and then being able to put it into my own creativity later on in life. You know, some great time management tips on cooking are this. You always want to start with foods that you know really well in order to make things fairly quickly. So I'm going to show you a little recipe right here. It's going to show you how to take a simple little chicken breast and turn it into something nice in about 20 minutes. So we start with some Hellman's mayonnaise right here, about half a cup. You add it into the bowl like this. We're going to mix in some Parmesan cheese. What we're making is Parmesan crusted chicken. So as you add in the Parmesan cheese, you want to make sure you mix it up thoroughly to incorporate all the cheese into the mayonnaise, just like this. Very simple. And then you take the mayonnaise mixture and spread it on top of these boneless, skinless chicken breasts, just like this. Nice coating on top. Do all 4 of them, just like this. What you're trying to do is create this nice, juicy chicken with like a little crunch on the outside. It's that kind of texture that we all want when we're having a nice piece of chicken. Spread on top just like this. There we go. About 1/8 of an inch thick. 4 ingredients, remember. Parmesan cheese, Hellman's real mayonnaise, chicken, and then some breadcrumbs on top. These breadcrumbs blend in with that Parmesan cheese, give that nice aroma in your house cooking. Just like this. Put a nice coating of the breadcrumbs on there. And then we're going to put it in the oven for about 20 minutes at 425 degrees. And come out with a nice golden brown, delicious chicken, just like this one I have right here. Nice crispy coating on the outside, super juicy and moist on the inside. And that's a 20-minute recipe with 4 ingredients and 4 steps. That right there is an easy way to make a great meal at the table. No, I think the biggest misconception about people have about cooking for their families is that they think they have to do all sorts of extra things to get the food to the table. Quite frankly, the simpler you make the food, the better it is on the table. So don't try to complicate your meals. Just buy real ingredients and put them together, just like Hellman's does with their chicken change-up. Simple ingredients, real ingredients, meals that are made easy. My favorite chicken recipe has got to be probably the buffalo chicken. I mean, I like spicy stuff. So I like to have, I take the Hellman's and I mix some chili powder, some cayenne up in it with it, some herbs, roll the chicken strips around in it, and then dust them with breadcrumbs and bake them. And it gets that crispy, juicy chicken, but it's got a nice kick to it, which I like. As a chef, you always look at food differently because constantly you're trying to figure out what flavors are going with what. It's not that you're critiquing food. You're just always trying to learn from the food. So when I go eat dinner somewhere, it's not that I'm trying to figure out, is this good or is it not good? What I'm trying to figure out is what the thought processes were. So maybe I can learn something from that chef too. Some of my favorite chefs have got to be people like Mario Batali, Emeril Lagasse, and also a couple of cooks that work at some of my restaurants are really great chefs. And I like to eat out because, sometimes it's just not that much fun to do the dishes. Well, a lot of times people compare a lot of wild foods, if you will, to chicken because chicken is such a basis for representation. Everybody knows what chicken tastes like. So people like to refer to it tasting similar or like chicken, but quite frankly, to me, alligator tastes nothing like chicken. For more information about the Hellman's Chicken Change-Up, you can visit facebook.com/Hellman's and see lots of great recipes and an opportunity to win a great sweepstakes of $5,000.